It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
Mount St. Michael Academy is the venue. We're on Murdoch Avenue, where Brandon Storrs and Ty Turnage and the Ravens are hoping to do what they did last year against Danny Carbucia and the Crusaders of Archbishop Stepinac. It is the New York Archdiocese Championship game presented by Maspeth Federal Savings. We thank the folks at Maspeth Federal Savings so much for their sponsorship. Well, a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Zendon Hamilton for Championship Saturday in the Catholic High School League. Friday night, we saw the Brooklyn Queens Championship, and it was St. Francis Prep going back-to-back, beating Christ the King on their home court. So we know the seeds in Brooklyn Queens, and now it's the New York Archdiocese. And lo and behold, it's another team now looking to go back-to-back as St. Raymond's looking to beat the two-time defending city champions in Archbishop Stepinac. All of that means, Zendon, it's a big game. It's a championship Saturday, and we've got two excellent teams on the court.
Look, it's no nonsense anymore, okay? The regular season is over, Dylan, all right? It's starting to get serious now, okay? Both these, like you said, both these teams have been back here, same time, same place, so it's going to get a little scrappy. It's going to get a little ugly, which is what we like. Let's touch on both teams first, okay? You got Stepinac, which is an offensive juggernaut, all right? They got size, strength, athletic ability. They want to run the score up. They love to play with pace and really try to blow you out of the building offensively, all right? They have 4 players that are averaging double figures in points. Then on the other side, you have St. Raymond's, the legendary program, all right, that loves to try to lock you down, all right? Scrappy, gritty, really plays hard. And all season long, defensively, they've been shutting teams down to 56 points a game, which is even another serious number. So you got two teams coming from totally opposite sides of the spectrum, okay? Look, Dylan, listen, this is the one where the coach raises the trophy over his head, all right? This is the one where the teams put the banners in the rafters. And this is the one where players start to write their legacy and become all-league players to legendary players. This is the Archdiocesan Championship game, and we got a good one. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. Let's take a look at the brackets and how these two teams, or the bracket, to see how these two teams got here. And you see Stepinac beating a scrappy Cardinal Hayes team in the semifinals off of that quarterfinal bye. And then St. Raymond, look at these numbers defensively. They hold Scanlon to 53. An Iona Prep team that shoots the lights out to 38 points. So that is their goal, to hold teams under 60, and they did that so far in the Archdiocesan playoffs. The Ravens, they are the lower seed, lost twice during the regular season. And the word that George Lopez mentioned when referring to those two games is he said he didn't like the way his team played. They were undisciplined, and it's a word he doesn't like to use. What we've seen from St. Raymond's from the end of the regular season, a loss to Cardinal Hayes, and that loss helped refocus them. And you're right, it got them to play defense. And they're a team that is averaging 61 points a game given up, but in these last 4, when they refocus themselves, they are an excellent, excellent defensive team.
They sure are. And like we just spoke about, their calling card is defense. Mr. George Lopez, who's been in his 13th season, has done a terrific job here. And his job says he wants to hold teams under 60 points or 56 points is his magic number. So that's what we're looking at today, Billy.
And for St. Raymond's, listen, when you have a championship game at any level, you love to have a pair of 4-year players, 4-year starters. And that's what the Ravens have as we take a look at their players to watch. It is Ty Turnage on your left, a 4-year starting point guard, and Brandon Storrs, a 4-year starting big guard as well, and a 3-time first-team all-league selection. 2 excellent guys to help navigate you in the most difficult of games.
No question. You got Ty Turnage first, okay? He's shooting 38% from 3. He's a guy that can get to the basket and can shoot the basketball off the bounce or from standstill. He's a guy that take it for granted a little bit. If you don't look up, here he has 24 points at the end of the game, all right? And then you have Mr. Brandon Storrs, 22 points away from being 2,000 points. You talking about getting buckets, Dylan? He is him, all right? He's what we call a tweener, all right? He can get past big guys and use the off the bounce, or he can post up smaller defenders if he needs to. He's a mismatch nightmare.
Yeah, Brandon Storrs can score in 3 different ways, including that kind of, unfortunately, in today's game, that rare mid-range jumper. That is a part of his repertoire in a big way. We take a look now at Archbishop Stepanak. They're a team that you lose a generational talent and perhaps a future lottery pick in Boogie Fland. You lose a 6'8 shooter in Braylon Ritvo, who's currently playing for Tom Pecora at Quinnipiac, right? So not a lot of teams can survive that kind of a loss. But Archbishop Stepanak is not a lot of different teams. They don't rebuild, they reload year to year, and this Crusaders team has found themselves back in the championship game and back as the favorite to win the city championship.
Again, you got Pat Massaroni in his 10th season, just got Coach of the Year, terrific coach running this program. And like you said, they just reload. They do it by committee. Again, they got 4 players that are averaging double figures in points, and they really just love to play with pace and get up and down. A terrific job he's doing with his group.
And we take a look at their players to watch for this game. And again, it's great to have the experience of a 4-year starting point guard. That's what Danny Carbuccia is, the UMass commit. And Josiah Jervis, he's a junior who's drawing all kinds of college interest.
That's exactly right. You got Danny Carbuccia. He is the engine to this team, okay? And he does so many things, but what he really does is live in the paint, all right? And he causes so many problems once he gets in there, all right? But he really pushes the pace and puts a lot of pressure on the defense. You got to keep him out the paint and make him a shooter because he's that dangerous, all right? And then you have Josiah Jervis, another big-time scorer who actually they work terrific together with Danny getting in the paint and Josiah on the outside. He's their leading scorer. He's shooting it off the bounce. He's shooting it at the mid-range, which is an art that is lost in this game, Dylan.
Yeah, 2 excellent players there, Carbuccia and Jervis, to lead Archbishop Stepanak. They won both regular season games, but they lost this game a year ago. So looking to get a little bit of revenge there as we take a look now at our keys to this game. We spoke to both head coaches leading up to that one. And we take a look now, Zendon, at their 3 keys to this one.
Yep, it's a step in that, and they are trying to slow down the big 3, which is Ty Turnage, Brandon Storrs, and AJ Bees, who has been playing good of late, playing really good of late, and trying to get and stop transition defense, because St. Raymond's at times want to get out and run and share the basketball. We talked about them doing it by committee, but St. Raymond's, on the other hand, stop Carbucia. This guy lives in the paint, and try to make him a jump shooter. Then you have to try to contain Josiah Jervis, who is an unbelievable scorer and can score at different positions at will. And then on top of that, they want to really push the tempo and keep it at an elite level, all right? And this is exactly what they want to do, St. Raymond's, as a team.
It is Archbishop Stepanak, it is St. Raymond, it is the Archdiocese Championship game. Starting lineups when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Varsity Media's hype videos stand out with dynamic visuals and storytelling. Our primary goal is to create a memorable impression, excitement, and interest that encourages viewers to engage and participate. Our hype video can be shown on stadium video boards, social media, and school websites. Our hype videos are the perfect feature to get your community amped up for the team and the big game.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
And welcome back to Mount St. Michael Academy. Murdoch Avenue in the Bronx. Dylan Butler, Zendon Hamilton, our entire Varsity Media crew for what should be an excellent showdown between two archdiocesan rivals. On the line today is a championship, but it's for seeding in the intersectional tournaments. That's where it differs a little bit. You know, for you, your experience, you play in a Big East tournament.
Sure.
And you're trying to earn a spot into the NCAA tournament, a rare spot, right? A spot, at least when you were there, of 64 teams. This is different. Everybody makes the intersectionals, but it's about where you are seated. They're looking to be the 1 and the 2 seeds here in the intersectionals. But right now, all they're worrying about is trying to win a championship. And we take a look now at the St. Raymond's starting 5. It's a little bit different, Zendon, from when we saw these two teams meet at the Raven's Nest earlier this year. At that time, George Lopez was opting to go with double bigs, to go Luis Carrillo Moss as well as Ibrahima Kamara. A little bit of a smaller lineup, but one that has worked for these guys the last few games.
Yeah, you got Zaire and Luis Carrillo Moss, and trying to go big, but like I said, he's trying to throw a little wrinkle in there. That is Patrick Massaroni, and he is one of the best at changing speeds and throwing wrinkles in the game.
And there's a good look at George Lopez in his 13th season as St. Ray's head coach. 3 wins away from 200 for his career. We take a look at Archbishop Stepanak and their starting lineup now, Zendon. And it's one that is a little bit changed as well, with Darius Ratliff still out, but still a really quality starting 5.
Absolutely. You have Brandon Storrs and Ty Turnage, and they are pushing guys to the rim. It's the big fella in there with Adonis Ratliff at the rim, who is the rim protector, and it's a really good set to have where you have guards that can really pressure up top and push defenders or offensive players to the big.
And the head coach for Stepanak is back to us right now in that final huddle as Pat Massaroni, 10th season at Stepanak, a 2006 graduate. On one hand, we offer our condolences to Pat for the loss of his father, but on the other side, we also offer congratulations, back-to-back Coach of the Year honors. So an emotional week in two senses for Pat Massaroni, one of the good guys certainly in this league, and a great honor for him to again be the two-time Coach of the Year.
Pat's done a terrific job with this group. Obviously, his accolades speak for themselves.
Just about set for the opening tip. Our officials for today. First time I'm saying this, it is Smush Parker. He's got the ball in his hand right now, which is where he excelled as a player with the ball in his hand.
Yes, he did.
A terrific high school basketball legend. Went on and played at Fordham and in the league a little bit. Mike Session and Jerry Keating are also your officials. And right away, it's Turnage to the hole. How quick can you get 2 points? Turnage within the first 4 seconds.
Love it. In this type of game, Dylan, you want to get to the rim and get a feel, and that's exactly what he did.
Dylan Perry right now got a little bit banged up against St. Francis Prep. Hurt his knee. Missed a few practices, but Zendon, he's a gamer. You know he was going to play on a Saturday afternoon at the Mount.
Nobody is missing this game today. Nobody.
Here's Najee Best, one of the best shooters in the city. A triple for Najee Best.
Najee Best can shoot that thing. 40% three-point shooter, and you better get a hand up with him.
Jervis to kick out. Here's Carbusia. Look at Creo Moss up top to defend, but he is called for the foul.
If you've been on the call with me before, Dylan, as you have, you're going to hear me saying this again. You have guys that are 6'8" and above, dribble, pass, and shoot, getting to the rim. You got Adonis Ratliff doing just that, and he is just tough to handle for any opposition. Just missed it by a little bit, but that's just a serious skill set to have at 6'11".
Yeah, one of the great things that his dad, Theo, of course, a legendary defensive player in his own right, is he instilled in his boys is to play like a guard, even though, you're likely to get to be that kind of size. So very skilled. So is this man right here, Brandon Stores. The step back three, front rim. Creo Moss gets a piece, but here comes Jervis in transition. The kick out to Caresi, and now they'll reset. Carbusia into the lane. Foul line, jumper, back rim, no good. Same team, the rebounds goes to the Ravens, and this is what they want to do. Get out in transition. Turnage. I think Carbusia might have got a piece of that one.
Sure, as you see the Ravens trying to get out and run, something that they don't usually do, but if they get a chance to, they try to get out in transition and get easy buckets.
And Jervis got to the foul line for that jumper. Quickly down go the Ravens. And stepping on the baseline was Caresi, so it will stay with St. Ray's.
6:07 remains in the first period.
So while St. Raymond's, Zendon, they want to defend, they also want to get out and run.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be one of those type of track meet games.
To see a little screener here, baseline out.
And a conversation among the officials.
Trying to get things straightened out here.
This could be a shot clock question. It was reset to 35, and it is down to 28 now.
I believe so.
Turnage, the inbound. Oh, tough baseline jumper for Brandon Stores.
And Mr. Stores gets started, which could be a problem.
Georgia Tech commit. Here's Jervis. He could shoot it from beyond the arc. Back rim, no good. Chasing down the rebound was Ratliff. Here's Perry in the lane. Good defense by Stores. And we come the other way. Zaire Johnson, the kick out. Carrillo Moss.
As you see, like we talked about early, Dylan, you have stepping at guards, really pressuring the basketball, forcing them to go to the big, who is the rim protector in Adonis.
Deep three. Side rim, no good. Long rebound means that Stepanak can get out and run. Jervis inside. Perry. And a foul was called. Parker. Smush Parker made the call. It'll be Brandon Stores first. Which will send Dylan Perry to the line for two.
Dylan Perry, a very important part to this group, loves to get on the glass. St. Raymond's just can't cause to give up second chance points in this type of game and give up easy ones with Dylan Perry, who's the junkyard dog of Stepanak.
First free throw is good. Another look, Z, at that foul.
And Dylan Perry doing a terrific job, as he usually does, getting in the lane, moving without the basketball, taking it up strong.
The second free throw is good. 7-6, the early lead for St. Raymond's. That's Ty Turnage. You know this well, Zendon, although at this point of your high school career, you are committed to St. John's, but when you're an uncommitted senior, you play a little bit with more of an edge down the stretch. As you saw there, Brandon Stores with the rejection. We go the other way. Brandon Stores, no good. And now it's Jervis, 2-on-1. Carbusia, the lefty layup.
Something tells me we're going to be hearing that name a lot today, Dylan.
And Carbusia gives Stepanak the 8-7 lead. Here's Carrillo Moss, the lefty floater.
Goes right over the big fella with the left hand.
Carbusia, that's what they want to stop if you're St. Ray's. He penetrates the lane, and the kick out to Caresi for the three.
Yep, you're going to be seeing that all day long.
The blueprint has been established in this first quarter.
Immediately.
Carrillo Moss, he has that ability. What a great look inside to Ty Turnage.
See, he got behind the defense, and Carrillo Moss is a pretty pass.
Hey, that was roles reversed, right? Ty Turnage is the guy usually dropping dimes.
Absolutely.
Carbusia,
and
that part of his game has been lacking.
Yep, and this is exactly what St. Ray's want them to do. Keep him out of the painted area where he causes so much problems.
Turnage the kick, Carrillo Moss, the up fake, pulls up. Ooh, what a pretty jumper.
If you're playing against a shot blocker like Carrillo Moss is, it's exactly what you want to do. Get him out in space and play in space with him to see if he can move his feet.
Caresi to the corner. Perry, the extra pass. Ratliff, the open three. Bang!
I will say this, Dylan. Ever since his brother went down, he's taken on a ton of responsibility and has become a really good scorer.
Are you saying that he is his brother's keeper?
He is his brother's keeper.
Zaire Moss off the screen from Stores. Ooh, a little shake and bake, a little separation. Doesn't get the jumper, though, as Ratliff comes down with the rebounds. Carbusia's like, give me the ball. Let me operate in the lane, but he took a few extra steps when he did.
Yep. Danny trying to get into his bag. Wants to get where he is comfortable most, and I said he lives in the paint. Just took a couple of steps there.
Crowd still filing in here. Murdoch Avenue in the Bronx, Mount St. Michael Academy.
Got a little side pick and roll here.
Turnage thought he was hit, no foul. Jervis the other way. Zaire Johnson, good defense to halt the transition opportunity. Ratliff's three off the mark. Here's Najee. Carrillo Moss. And there was a foul called on Ratliff.
As the bigger player, Dylan, you really don't want to have your hand in the cookie jar because Adonis is so big, he can just wall up and let the offensive player come to him and then jump.
And now that first off the bench for St. Ray's, that's on the ball right now. Ibrahima Kamara. Off glass, no good by Bess. Carbusia in transition. Great job. What an angle by Jervis. And the putback by Ratliff.
Up and down we go, Dylan. We got a fast one here.
7 already for Ratliff in this first quarter. 3-point lead for the Crusaders. Here's Stores. Denied, and then a foul called on Turnage. That was good defense by Perry on the baseline.
Absolutely. They are going to really gravitate to Stores. Look, anybody who has almost 2,000 points as a defender, you're going to gravitate to. And he's one of those guys that are going to get a lot of attempts up today.
Here's Ratliff, the handoff to Jervis. The 3 contested, no good. Every rebound we know will be contested as well. Here's Turnage in transition. Creates a separation, pulls up for the jumper.
Turnage having his best year this year, looking to get started early.
6 points for the uncommitted senior. Carbusia, the bounce pass to Ratliff, and he's fouled on his way in.
Terrific cut by the big fella, getting to the rim, and they're going to have to find an answer for him, that being St. Raymond's.
And that's easier said than done, just because, again, the diversity in his skill set.
This is the world today. This is the world today, Dylan. You have a guy who's 6'11", look, is cutting to the basket. They were just late on the rotation, almost KD-like.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, with the skill set that he has. And he's still young.
Did you tell Theo that comparison yet or no?
I think he knows that comparison already.
All right. Stepanak, a 2-point lead, 61 seconds left in an entertaining first quarter.
I was waiting for the pressure by Carbusia, and here it is.
And this is best on best. 2 of the top point guards in the Catholic League, Carbusia and Turnage. Stores the handoff. Attacks 3 Stepanak players. Counted and the foul.
Stores is just a mismatch problem, like I said. Smaller guards, he's taking to the rim or posting, and bigger guard, he's going by. Just a talented young man he is.
And he completes the 3-point play as well.
Just a talented young man.
5 for him, 45 seconds left. And it's the Ravens back in front by 1. Here's Caresi. Goes baseline, no good. Kamara, the rebounds. Turnage, we go quick. Stores, the catch. Can he fight through? He gets to the foul line.
We just talked about how strong he is. And again, overpowering smaller guards. That's what he does. Again, the leak out, he gets it, and they just can't stop him once he gets that close to the rim.
6 now for Stores. He's the all-time leading scorer in St. Raymond's history, which, if you know your St. Raymond's history, that is quite an accomplishment.
That is a serious accomplishment. 22 points to 2,000 points.
You consider the assistant coach right next to George Lopez, Kareem Reed. You consider Julius Hodge, Majestic Map. You can go on and on. Bernard Rencher.
Oh,
some incredible players in St. Ray's. No one has scored more points than Brandon Stores. Final 14 seconds of this first quarter.
Get a quality look.
Ratliff for 3, in and out. Here's Turnage from beyond half court, nearly got it to fall. And it is the Ravens, Zendon, with a 20-17 lead at the quarter.
This is a guy, catch and go here, turns the corner. You're going to be hearing his name all day long, okay? Mr. Stores, taking it to the rim.
It's the Archdiocese Championship game, and it'll all live right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
Back here at Mount St. Michael Academy. St. Ray's with the 3-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Stepanak with the inbounds. We are on Brandon Storrs' point watch. He needed 22 to get to 2,000 in this game, and he has a 7-point first quarter. Steal by Kamara. Kamara, man, can the big fella run the floor? And he is fouled from behind by Ratliff. A correction, it is on Jervis. His first. And here comes Kamara, a guy who transferred in from JFK in the Bronx.
Yep.
And what an impact he has made.
Yes, he has. Big physical, 6'8", big man, here to try to nullify Adonis Ratliff. So far, he's doing a good job on the glass, which is what he's in here for, a guy who knows his role.
Missed both free throws, though. Ratliff with the rebounds. And here is Carbucia the other way. Jervis. Side rim, no good. That's a great tap.
Yep, he gets a tap, so they don't get a second chance point. Taps it to his teammate, and they're off to the races.
That's Hassan Cisse. Gives it to Storrs. Brandon Storrs, a little shake, a little bake, off the mark. Here comes Carbucia in transition. Into the lane where he is at his most dangerous. Carbucia.
Again, we're going to be saying that all night long. He lives in the painted area. He just went 1 against 4, Dylan, and had no fear. St. Raymond's going to have to do a better job in transition defense to try to get in front of him.
Cisse to Kamara. Turnage trying to get loose from Carbucia. Kamara doing a little dancing in front of him. Cisse. The scoop layup denied by Rivera, but there's a foul called. Stepanak Nation not liking that foul.
It's pretty loud in here. Tufty comes off screen, turns the corner, gets downhill, takes it strong to the rim. Not sure where the foul is there, but it was called.
Well, Cisse missed his first free throw. Best back in the game, as well as Dylan Perry.
Just another guy from St. Raymond's who's a gritty defender, but also can take it to the rim and also lives in the paint.
Hassan Cisse, season high this year, 11. And he'll go 1 of 2 from the line. Zaire Johnson back in the game for Cisse.
Another good player who knows his role. He can also guard 1 through 4, Dylan.
And how about this interesting guarding Carbucia now, Storrs.
So we're going to see some fireworks here.
Ooh, Carbucia, the separation. Next level stuff from Danny Carbucia.
Trying to get a bigger body on Carbucia to make him uncomfortable, but it doesn't seem like it worked on that play.
Those are two future D1 Cats going at it.
No question.
Tied at 21.
And here's the pressure picking up like we talked about.
Good pass out of that. Zaire Johnson in between decisions there, right? Like, he got the catch. They were numbers, but he was like, do I shoot it? Do I catch? Do I pass it? Ended up traveling.
Once the pressure picks up, it kind of speeds you up mentally, and that's what you saw there. It's Pat Massaroni at the wrinkle, speeding things up for St. Raymond's, trying to make them uncomfortable.
And now a traveling violation the other way. It is still blowing my mind. Smosh Parker is an official. That is unbelievable stuff.
One of the best out of the city in his day. Make no question about it. We see a little weave action here by St. Raymond's to a high pick. So they're going to have Turners coming off of a down screen. Or Brandon.
Storer spins. The floater. Side rim no good. And here is Ratliff.
I don't know how good of a scorer Storrs is, but it's going to be tough scoring down there against Ratliff. A tremendous rim protector.
And suddenly, it's difficult to find some scoring. Like, it is probably difficult for some of the folks still making their way in to get some parking here at Mount St. Michael.
We definitely have a jam-packed building.
We certainly do. It's not quite where we were last year, and we'll show some scenes a year ago. I think that might have been the Boogie Fland effect. And there was a freshman at St. Ray's a year ago, Anderson Diaz, who brought probably about 30 of his own fans, or 50, I'm not sure. The legend will that number will increase over the years, but here's Carrillo Moss handing off. Bess, deep two, no good. Carbusia, baseline, Jervis. Shut off there, a deflection. How about Ty Turnage? Cat-like reflexes.
Doing a little Globetrotters.
Well, he's continuing that. Ty Turnage, rejected. Carrillo Moss, the putback.
Dylan, Carrillo Moss has done a pretty good job so far.
He has 6 early on.
Picking his spots, smart.
Tough jumper for Ratliff.
And we're seeing Ratliff almost blossom in front of our eyes the last couple of games we've watched him.
Well, he's already in double figures, 10 for Adonis.
Love the pace of this game early, Dylan.
Turnage, the kick out to Bess. 10 on the shot clock. Bess attacks the rim. And that rim has been, for the most part, closed for the Ravens.
And here is Carbusia in transition, in the lane, living at his house in the painted area. Somebody has to stop him in transition.
And that is what he does the best, getting to the lane. So we mentioned the crowd last year and the matchup and the anticipation. Let's take a look at some of those moving images, if you will. Look at that crowd. As there is Boogie Fland dropping a triple. Another one for Boogie, and it was early Stepanak the lead, but then the Ravens fought their way back. Ty Turnage, a little scoop, little smack of hands. 34 all, and again getting to the basket. That was Anderson Diaz there. This almost knocked the house down. Look at that reaction as it was St. Raymond's pulling away and getting the win over Archbishop Stepanak to win the Archdiocese Championship. After the game, their head coach, George Lopez, was emotional. There were tears in his eyes. That's how much it meant to him and his program.
Like we talked about early on, this is a big one. This is the one where, again, trophies are raised and banners are put in the rafters. It's serious for coaches who put a lot of work in to their plan today.
Bit of a different look defensively now for Stepanak.
It's like a little zone action. Pat Massaroni wants to switch things up, keep things out of Brandon's hands.
Ratliff, he's feeling it right now. And a triple to his account. And a timeout for St. Ray's.
And Coach Lopez doesn't like it. You're going to have to make Adonis put it down first because he's feeling a little bit too comfortable out here.
We showed you some highlights from last year, Zendon, and we take a look at the past 10 championship games, and you see a lot of Stepanak in especially the recent history, right? This is their 5th straight appearance in this game. 7 of 8, as you see. Stepanak winning it in 18, in 22 as well, beating Joe Lodes' Cardinal Hayes Cardinals. And it was Stepanak beating St. Raymond. You go back to 2020 as well.
A well-oiled machine. That says all the Stepanak jerseys and the Stepanak faithful in here today. They've been around for a long time.
And I found it interesting too in our conversation with Pat Massaroni about, we asked all the coaches the importance of this game, and he said honestly, the semifinal was the really important one for us because it got us the double bye in the intersectional playoffs. So that means that they're in the quarterfinals regardless. But I think if you ask anybody playing the game right now, they will tell you this is vitally important.
Yeah, that's a coach's thought to a player's thought.
Correct.
He's thinking big picture.
Here's Turnage off of the timeout. Stepanak with their largest lead, 28-23.
It's like Stepanak is in a matchup, 2-3. Again, Pat Massaroni throwing a wrinkle out there.
So for St. Ray's, what's best to attack this? Turnage to Creel Moss. No good off the glass. Cisse battling for the ball. A shot clock violation was called.
Again, doing a good job. And you said, how do you attack this? You want to get somebody in the middle of the zone, particularly a big, to make plays from inside the zone. So he draws the defense and maybe kicks it out to a wide open 3, Dylan.
Yeah, get Creel Moss to maybe flash to the foul line.
Flash to the foul line, get it in his hands, take a look at the rim, and draw the defense so he can get it out to the shooters.
Here's Ratliff, an excellent first half for Adonis.
Again, just what we talked about, you want to make him put it down.
Carbuccia with a little bit of a hezzy, can't get the finish. And it's now Storrs. The kick, an open 3. Ooh, Bess unable to get it. And then Creel Moss called for the foul.
I like the play by Storrs. There's not only one way you can affect the game. As we know, he's a terrific scorer. Got in the lane, pass it out to the shooter to get an open look. Tons of ways to really put your impact on this game, Dylan. All right? Defense, playing hard, setting screens, guarding, energy guy. It's not just one way. And you saw one of those times just last play.
Here's Jervis, pulls up, foul line, gets the bounce.
Jervis, the leading scorer for Stepanak, getting going here. The lost art of the pull-up jumper, Dylan. Haven't seen it in a while, but he has it.
So here's the situation again, right? The matchup, but it's Kamara in for Luis Moss. Ooh, that's a pretty move.
Pretty move. Like you said, you got to the Miller zone. He ducked in on the big fella and got a jump hook off.
Jack Coco, no good. Rebound, another triple. Caressi, no good. Long rebounds. Turnage can get out and run. Hands off to Storrs. Best. Again, in between decisions.
This matchup zone is causing a couple of problems for St. Raymond's. They just probably need to slow down a little bit, think a little bit, and Storrs is doing the right thing, making plays for his teammates as the leader of this team.
Here's Carbuccia, as we've seen from the second quarter, guarded by Storrs. A little bit of a different wrinkle defensively for St. Ray's.
Absolutely. Mr. George Lopez just wants to put some size on Carbusia, so he's uncomfortable getting in the lane because he's getting in the lane at will.
Josiah Jervis, a terrific off-ball guy, so Turnage trying to keep an eye on him. Ratliff, ooh, he was about to take the house down, denied. Unfortunately for St. Ray's, Kamara stepped on the baseline, so it'll be Stepanak ball with a chance to get that last shot before the end of the quarter.
Sure, terrific move by the big fella Ratliff. Looks like he lost it on the way up, but a baseline out of bounds to see what Stepanak has here.
It's back out to Carbusi with 9. A deep 3, count it. That was nearly from Mount Vernon. From half court, Stores off the mark. And it's Stepanak with the 33-25 lead at the break.
He thought I was attacking him.
Wait, we didn't even introduce you yet.
He thought the ref thought I was going after him.
Hang on a second.
The ref thought I was going after him.
We have Pat Massaroni, the Stepanak head coach, with us now. And Pat, what'd you think of the way your guys played in that first half?
We fought. We were tough. We shared the ball. We controlled the glass. Defensively, right, to hold them to 25 points, especially the way they came out in that first quarter. Thought we did a pretty good job of fighting, executing the game plan. They're playing off of Danny. Danny's doing a great job of keeping us under control and guys getting great shots. And, you know, we got to continue to do this. They got that three-headed monster. We're okay with other guys scoring.
You're doing a great job with having Carbusia get in the lane, especially in transition. He caused so many problems for the opposition. And how do you think the big fella is playing, being the Adonis right now?
He's playing great. He's been aggressive. He got a foul early, and he's still been fighting through it. Thought he got fouled on that one right there. But he's battling. He's handling the physicality on the glass. He's a rim protector, and he's doing a great job of finding the open spots and getting us out in transition. That's the biggest thing.
Little wrinkle for you, too, second quarter, little matchup zone that seemed to really work.
Yeah, the last 3:40 there. After that timeout, we called, credit to my staff. They said, hey, we've been working on it. Let's go to it. It slowed him down a little bit, made him take some long shots. You know, it's a risk reward with that. We let Najee get one too many, but we had doubled, Brandon on the other side. So we've been working into this a little bit, and we'll take that right there.
And just lastly, what do you want to see from your guys coming out of the half?
Yeah, we got to do a really good job of controlling the glass, defending. Brandon can make up this score real quick by getting to that free throw line, get out on Najee Best, and do a good job on Ty in the paint.
All right, Pat Massaroni. We'll make sure the refs know you're not going after them. The head coach of Archbishop Stepanak. We'll take a quick break, and we'll have the commissioner of the Catholic Basketball League, Paul Gilveri, joining us here at halftime of the New York Archdiocese Championship game right here live on Varsity Media.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Every day opens a new door to grow, to build relationships. Every moment, a chance to do more. To buy a home, grow a business, start a family. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
Hey, parents.
Back here at Mount St. Michael High School, it is halftime of the New York Archdiocese Championship game presented by Maspeth Federal, and it is Archbishop Stepanak with a 33-25 lead. We're joined now by the commissioner of the Catholic Basketball League, Paul Gilveri, alongside myself, Dylan Butler, and Zendon Hamilton. Terrific atmosphere here in the Bronx on Murdoch Avenue, as we've seen for numerous years. These, and a great one last night as well at Christ the King. We've seen these diocesan tournaments, and as I was explaining to Zendon, it takes the shape of almost like a Big East tournament or an SEC tournament, but they have really grown in terms of the crowds and the anticipation for these games.
No doubt. They've become very big events. It's a great opportunity for our players and our coaches to play in kind of a very intense environment, big crowd, before the playoffs really actually start. And, there's a lot of pride in winning your diocesan championship, so I think it's important to everybody who participates. But, you can see from the crowd last night and the crowd today that there certainly is a lot of interest in our league.
I mean, you've been here for some time, Paul, and over the years, what would you say is the biggest crowd? You've seen this tournament grow for years and years. What would you say in your terms is the biggest crowd you've ever seen here?
At this, I tell you what, last year when St. Raymond's and Stepinac played, we had people up on the stage. We had people everywhere. We had, thankfully, we got through without any problems. But every year the crowd is big. But people are coming to watch a basketball game, so they behave and have a good time, and it's a great event.
And I think the great thing about this, too, is it's while it's a championship game and while there's so much on the line for the teams and the crowds come out, it's just the beginning. Like you said, it's the precursor to the big dance, if you will, the intersectional playoffs, which actually started yesterday with first-round matchups. We'll continue this week, and then eventually we'll get to Fordham. And it's one of the things that I love about this league is its traditions, and we've spoken off camera about this. I could have set my calendar to know that here it is a 1 o'clock start. It's the Archdiocesan. I know on the second Sunday in March I'll be up at Fordham at 3 o'clock for the championship game. It's those traditions, and it's the ability to play it at great venues, and Fordham will be a terrific host for this league from the quarterfinals on.
Are you saying I'm very predictable? Is that
I'm a creature comfort guy, so I like to know where I'm going to be.
I agree, and I think that's part of the tradition is, being at Fordham for the championship game. This year we're having all three rounds, the quarters, the semis, and the finals for the AA at Fordham. We're also going to have the A and the B championships at Fordham as well. So all three of our levels will get the opportunity to play their championship games at Rose Hill, and we get tremendous crowds for those games and a lot of enthusiasm, and it's just a great environment to play in.
And I feel like what's great, too, about this year especially is once the bracket is finalized today, when you start to look at matchups and situations, you've got multiple teams who can make a run at this. So I think when it's unpredictable in that sense, and a lot of different teams could claim to be in the championship game, it creates even more of a buzz.
No doubt. I think what happened this season was for a long time, Stepinac and St. Francis Prep were both undefeated in the league for a long time. And, the perception was, well, they're going to play for the championship, which they very well might do. But once they each lost during the last week of the season, I think it kind of gave everybody hope. And that's all you need, right? You just need a little bit of hope and go out and play. And, in a one-game elimination, anything could happen. As we see with the NCAA tournament every year, this is not very much different than that.
Yeah, St. Raymond's has hope. Christ the King has hope. Iona Prep has hope. No Holy question. Cross is a dangerous team right now.
Everybody who's still playing has hope.
That's it.
So that's what makes it fun, and that's why we play the games.
Paul,
if we knew who was going to win, it wouldn't be that. We wouldn't have to play.
I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question. How do you see this league grow? How do you see this event grow in the upcoming year?
Well, I tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it. Really. I mean, Varsity Media has been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience. I think the more social media is involved with this game, that helps it grow. Sure. But it's become big. It's a big event for us, both the Brooklyn Queens and the Archdiocesan tournament.
I mean, you talked about the crowd last year with Boogie Flynn, and the crowd this year. It's just a terrific event that we're having here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And we won't call it the SEC tournament before the NCAA. Since you're here, we have to call it the Big East tournament before the NCAA.
Absolutely. That's Paul Gilveri, the commissioner of the Catholic Basketball League. Thanks so much, Paul, for joining us here at halftime, and as we will enjoy the second half.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week at Fordham.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll have the second half coming up here from the Mounts, live on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the spring, but spots are limited. Contact us today for lacrosse, baseball, softball, and tennis by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
We got here. Stepanak is up.
Live here at the Mounts. There's a good look at Smush Parker. He's still got some ball handling skills.
Looks like he can still get 25.
I think so. I think so. First half in the books. A good response from Stepanak in that second quarter. As we heard Pat Massaroni said, you've been in similar situations on both sides. What's going on, you think, at that Ravens huddle? What do they want to do here to come out of the break?
You want to start to maybe step up the pressure a little bit. And obviously, we want to keep Boogie. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Keep Danny. He's playing like Boogie's playing today. And keep Danny out of the lane because he's causing so much trouble once he gets in there, especially in transition, semi-transition. Draws the defense, and he's either scoring it, he's dropping it off to his big man who's in the dunker spot, or he's getting it out to his shooters. So you got to keep him out of the lane.
And I think what's key, too, here for the Ravens is let's not panic here, right? It's not a big deficit that you have to overcome right now. It is only 8 points.
Absolutely.
But you're right. On this side, you've got to defend. Here's Ratliff. What a terrific first half for him. The dunk down low. Josiah Jervis.
Good pass by Adonis, who obviously can see over the top, and a cut behind the back door.
It has been a difficult stretch offensively. Turnage, the catch, the pass, the corner three. Buckets for Bess. A much-needed triple from Najee Bess.
Shooting 40%. One of his best spots on the floor is in the corners, Dylan.
His second triple of this game. Knocked one down in the first quarter. Here's Carbusia. Lost it. Gets it back. Here's Caresi. Ratliff is feeling it. Back rim, no good. Here is Stores in transition. Brandon Stores fouled on his way there.
Foul on the play. Stores getting to the rim, turning the corner, and like I said, just a mismatch nightmare with this young man who's taking guys off the dribble, strong, getting to the rim, and taking on the contact once he gets to the rim of whoever's the defender is coming over.
Stores was held scoreless in the second quarter after 7 first quarter points. So he now has 8. Make it 9.
Good thing with Stores, he draws so much contact. Once he gets, he will start to get comfortable getting free shots at the foul line. That'll start to get him going as a scorer.
So that 10-point deficit now down to 5. You got a corner three from Best, a pair of free throws, and you chip away if you're the Ravens. Here's Carbusi. Got to his right, and he beats Stores to the bucket.
I don't want to repeat myself, but he's at home in that painted area.
So too is Curiel Moss. Carbusia pulls up. Foul line jumper.
And if he starts hitting that, Dylan. St. Raymond's has a serious problem.
15 now for Carbusia. Stores back to the foul line after Carissi picks up the foul.
Brandon is such a problem. He's posting up smaller guards that you saw there, using his size, getting a little space, and a little bit of the Dirk Nowitzki shot.
All right. Well, he's a three-time first-team All-League selection in this terrific league, which is rarefied air, right? I mean, that was the case for Boogie Fland last year, but if you go deep into your history, there's probably not too many names you can go through to say for 3 years of your varsity career you were among the top 6 players in the league.
Definitely not, excuse me, but he's special.
Carbusia 3 no good. Carrillo Moss unable to pull it down. Jervis got it, and then Jervis got fouled. And that is his 3rd foul. So Z, right? If you're Carrillo Moss, hold on to that basketball.
Yes. Want to hold on to that ball and really hold on to possessions.
Here's Perry off the inbounds. One of the things that makes this Stepinac team so dangerous, as Ratliff was fouled on his attempted flush. That was Stores with the foul. But see, one of the things that makes Stepinac so dangerous is they're so multiple in their ways to score the basketball.
Again, they do it by committee. Again, we have 4 players averaging double figures in points. And you see Adonis there with the turn 5 almost, old school NBA play, and he almost sended it in with authority there. But it's a good foul. Good foul by Brandon.
Did you say he almost zended it in?
He said
Zend it in. Yeah, really.
He's a lot more athletic than I was, I'll tell you that.
41-34, the lead.
See Stepinac back to the man-to-man, try to mix things up.
A contested jumper. Zaire Johnson gets it back. An open 3 for Turnage. He has knocked down so many threes against Stepinac. Pat Massaroni's like, I don't know how he knocks all these shots down.
I will say this, Pat Massaroni's probably upset with the effort at the second chance points with a great second chance effort by Moss. Is doing a terrific job, got the rebound and pass it out to the shooter.
Another look, Z.
Again, and that's the knockdown by Ty Turnage in the corner on the other end.
Turnage's first 3 of this game.
Yep.
He has 9.
I'm sure he's looking to get started, shooting 38%. Terrific shooter.
Well, we have an opportunity. I want to thank the fine folks at Maspeth Federal Savings. Terrific sponsors here of our postseason basketball coverage on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Here's Ratliff, a different wrinkle defensively off the timeout for the Ravens. Jervis denied again.
See some run and jump there by St. Raymond's, trying to mix things up defensively.
Best gets to his spot, knocks down the triple.
And you see Brandon with the big block. He says, you better call the house or text me before you come in.
Ratliff says, I see your triple, and I'll raise you one. It's getting hot in here. Stores back rims his three-point shot. Carbusia skies for the rebound.
Back and forth they go, and this is the time you want to get a quality look. There's an old school saying with coaches, when emotions are high, logic is low. You want to get a quality look here when things start to get hot like you're talking about. But a great energy game.
When you want that logic low, this is the guy you want the ball in his hands. Ooh, what a look! And Ratliff from Carbusia.
Just a terrific look from Carbusia. As we talked about, living in the lane, and Ratliff is throwing it down.
Storrs trying to shake Caressing. Out to Turnage. Here is Storrs. Swings it. Carrillo, Moss. No good. Look at Carrillo Moss attacking it. And he hit the floor hard as he was fouled by Dylan Perry.
You want a championship team, Dylan? You want effort like that right there, all right? Carrillo Moss, we talked about affecting the game in different ways.
Look at right away as soon as he knew.
As soon as he knew, went right after it. That is an energy big there. You need those type of guys on the floor on your team.
And we're going the other way. This time it was a foul on Carrillo Moss, his fourth. So now George Lopez is forced to go to his bench, take Carrillo Moss out, and what he should do is not speak to the officials for sure as Kamara comes back into the game.
Sure. Full foul, but I'm sure Coach Lopez doesn't mind it because of that. So much effort he's giving him.
Well, I think what helps as well when you have a player like Kamara who can step in for him as well. And again, Kamara, a guy who was used to being a starter earlier this year. Ratliff is en fuego.
And my brother's keeper.
Suffocating D right now. Great hands by Jervis. And now he's in Bess's kitchen. Bess, a tough jumper. He said, if you're in my kitchen, I'm making some scrambled eggs.
Yes, sir, he is.
It's breakfast time.
Out of bounds called, Ravens basketball.
Up and down they go, Dylan. And again, when things get heavy, you really want to slow down mentally and get a quality look.
And that's the great thing about these two teams. You've got two four-year starting point guards, right? To bring that, right?
Yes.
To lower the temperature a little bit.
Got to lower the temperature just a little bit.
Here's Ty Turnage against Carbucia. Front rim no good. Loose ball goes to Jervis. And here's Danny Carbucia, the lone senior. I'll repeat it. The lone senior on the Stepanak team.
And you see the switch here by St. Raymond's with a bigger player, just trying to make him uncomfortable, but it doesn't matter. He's getting to the right hand with the crossover and getting where he likes to go to sleep and in his house, in the painted area, Dylan.
First on Kamara. Hassan Cisse checks into the game. So this is what I don't like. I've got a pair of Hassans out there. It's Caressy on one side, Cisse on the other. Here's Carbucia off the Ratliff screen. Good job by Storrs to recognize that.
And the switch by St. Raymond's defensively.
And what do we got? Off the ball on the baseline. I think we're going to have a double foul here called. As Ratliff and Caressy were jockeying for position. Oh my, Pat Massaroni does not like that call.
See him expressing to the ref. Doesn't like it at all. You don't mind that. The effort is there, Dylan, and like we said, these two teams were here last year, so it's gonna get a little chippy out here, which is what's happening.
That double foul is the second for both players. Here's Ratliff. Now he's guarded by Storrs. Ratliff puts it on the floor. Contested jumper. Jervis, the putback. Stepanak took that early punch by St. Ray's where they cut it to 5. They're back up by 9. Zaire Johnson. Nowhere to go. Here's Jervis. And he is fouled on that handoff to Carbucia.
Zaire Johnson just got a little bit too deep trying to get downhill. But with the length of Ratliff there, it makes him turn it over. And we're going the other way.
So with a pair of, or with that 5th foul, that means 2 free throws for Josiah Jervis. What a terrific player Josiah Jervis is, being recruited by some high majors.
Yes, he is. Terrific scorer, a live body, Dylan, score in many different ways, and you never want to give a scorer of his caliber free points at the foul line because it just gets him going.
And he knocks down both.
See if St. Raymond's can get a quality look here. And you see Brandon testing the rim. And now it's their time, stepping back to get a quality look.
And the shot clock is off so they can hold for the last. Here's Jervis. Pulls up, foul line. And the foul was called on CHSAA.
Terrific look, left to right crossover from Jervis to the pull-up, which is a lost art in our game, and he has that in his game. And again, we just showed you that once he gets free throws at the rim, a scorer of his caliber, he can get him going, and you saw that right there, Dylan.
So Jervis knocks down the first. And that lead, the largest it's been. Right now it's 12. And it would be 13 if it's another made free throw here by Jervis.
Danger time for the Ravens. They got to get things together.
It is. And Turnage, can he ignite something here? He cannot from three-quarter court. But it has been a great show so far for Stepanak, led by Carbusia and Ratliff.
That's exactly right. You got Carbusia, who's a terrific player. You see the pick and roll here, and with the big fella, and he's living in the lane.
Pick and pop.
Pick and pop is a good, terrific shot that he's been hitting all day, Dylan.
3 quarters in the books, 54-42 the lead for Archbishop Stepanak. It's the Archdiocese Championship game right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
Back here at the Mount. It's the money quarter, the fourth quarter, and it is Archbishop Stepanak with a 54-42 lead over St. Ray's. Dylan Butler, Zendon Hamilton, our entire Varsity Media crew. There's Josh Rivera.
Here you see the run and jump by the Ravens, trying not to let this one get away, Dylan.
Ooh, out of the hands. Coco tracks it down. Good job by Coco to even keep it alive. But numbers for the Ravens. Turnage! The triple.
The young man is having the best season this year.
Much needed triple. Here's Coco, top of the key, Rivera. And what you love here from Stepanak is look at all the different faces and the different players as Mayhew's jumper off the mark. They are a deep team. Jalen Mayhew. Timeout, Stepanak.
Coach Lopez doesn't like it right away. He senses that this is danger time for his group. Calls a quick timeout to regroup.
We take a look at the all-league selections, Zendon, and we start with the third team. And there is Adonis. You know you've got a great league when you've got Adonis Ratliff on the third team
No
all-league. And a few of these guys we've seen as well. Malik Fields, of course, Cardinal Hayes. Dior Anderson led Scanlon to a big win last night in the first round. Dylan Stanley with Holy Cross. Justin Delgado as well, part of that great Nazareth team. We look at the second team now. And again, some familiar faces, right? We saw a bunch of these guys last night Markel Alston and Jaden Ramirez, as long as Ethan Butler in that Brooklyn Queens Championship. Ty Turnage, David Gaiman, and Dylan Callahan, all part of that second team. And here is your first team, all league this year. Stewart, Beer Anthony, Big O, Osmana Sacco, Josiah Jervis, and Carbucia from Stepanak, and the sharpshooter Johnny Keenan, great leader for Iona Prep as well. So congratulations to all those young men on their all-league selections this year.
The question of a bright future.
And there's that matchup zone again from Stepanak.
Got their starting 5 back in. And again, Pat Massaroni throwing in the wrinkle.
Here's Turnage.
Want to get somebody to the middle of the zone.
Attacking the glass, and Turnage gets 2 more.
Pretty finish by Turnage over Adonis.
14 for Ty. Here's Carbucia. Ratliff was open looking for the ball. They go the other way. Caressi gets to his spot, and that is Hassan on Hassan fouls.
See the Ravens turning up the pressure a little bit. You don't mind that. You got to do it now.
Third by Cisse. And it's Caressi the inbound to Carbucia. Carbucia.
You have to make him a jump shooter. He's just hell-bent on getting to the paint.
17 for Carbucia.
That's why you see him on that first team, Dylan.
Najee Best, the handoff. We go to the corner. Triple there on knockdown from Quan Johnson. His first points of this game. Timeout, George Lopez. We mentioned the all-league selections. Well, there's a Coach of the Year and there's an MVP of the year. And it is Pat Massaroni, your Coach of the Year, second consecutive year for Pat Massaroni, named Coach of this league. And the Player of the Year, if you will, the MVP, a terrific young man. You got a chance to see him earlier this year, Halon Rollins from Nazareth.
Yes.
He is your most valuable player. A year ago, certainly no surprise, it went to Boogie Fland, and Halon Rollins gets himself into a nice list. I think if you start looking at who the MVPs were throughout the years, knowing all the different players who have played, that's nice to be on that list.
Terrific to be on that list, Dylan. And we saw Halon early on in the year, and he has a bright future. A young man that can do a lot of things offensively and defensively. You see the Ravens turning up the pressure a little bit. They have to, again, I said it before, they got to do it now. They want to get back in this. Only down 8. But they don't want this to get away from them, Dylan. See a side out here. See what Stepanak comes up with.
And when you consider time and score, like it's not kind of red zone yet, but it is getting late early as Caressi tries to go baseline. The kick out to Carbucia. Ratliff offering that screen, a little pick and pop action for him.
Sure.
Baseline, Jervis, high off the backboard, no good. Loose ball goes to the Ravens, and here is Turnage. Turnage losing it. Jervis the other way. A few extra steps for Danny Carbucia.
Substitution called into the game, number 10, Dylan Perry. Also number 23,
tough one for Carbucia. Took a couple of extra steps. Maybe just got a little bit too excited. See when St. Ray's comes up with a set here, has to be a little bit quick. Looks like a little 77 action. I'm sorry, just a pick and roll, side pick and roll.
Turnage not able to finish it, but he was fouled by Ratliff. It'll be Adonis's third foul And Ty Turnage, his first trip to the foul line, an excellent free throw shooter for the Ravens.
That he is. He's become more mature this year, 4-year starter. And a senior who understands what this game is. So you see him showing up in the big times. Again, you see him turning the corner here, getting downhill, and actually jumping into Ratliff, creating the contact is what you do. And you know how to do that if you're a scorer.
I don't know if you caught that on our monitor, but as Turnage is getting ready for the second free throw, what is Carbuccia doing? He's talking to his teammates about getting the spots, about what we're going to do. And he's also been that catalyst when things don't go wrong, right?
Sure. You got Pat Massaroni. We talked to him. He said he's a leader. Him being also the lone senior of Stepinac, he understands how important this game is. So you better be sure he's going to rally the troops.
Defensive intensity is ratcheted up. Here's Storrs to the basket. We've got a 4-point game.
We do.
Ratliff, corner, 3, off the mark. Ooh, look at this. Adonis over the back. That is his 4th.
That's tough. Tough by the big fella, just trying to get a rebound. And this is what I talked about early, where the Ravens want to do their work early. So now it's only a 4-point game, 4 minutes to go. It's money time.
So Ratliff to the bench. Dylan Perry checks in for him. 4:20 left, fourth quarter, the Archdiocesan championship game. Luis Carrillo-Moss. Hands off.
Away.
Storrs. Fouled, back to the line.
Once it gets to a close game, Dylan, you want the ball in your leader or your best scorer. And we know exactly who that is.
That's his second correction. That's his
Got a couple of screen-aways, catch and go by Storrs, and him getting his shoulders past. Just a big, strong young man who can take on contact and get to the rim. Most importantly, stopping the clock, Dylan, for the Ravens, so they can get situated and get back in this game.
Storrs also usually a terrific free throw shooter, misses his first. $13 on the game for Storrs, make it 14.
This is where you see things turn up. You see Storrs at full court here, trying to rush Stepinac a little bit.
Carrillo-Moss, return to sender. Numbers, Najee Bess, off the mark. That would have brought the house down.
Yes, it would have.
Carbuccia, Ratliff back in the game, back with a dagger.
The young man is growing up right in front of our eyes, Dylan.
Turnage.
We got a 77 action here.
Back to Carrillo-Moss. Nice move underneath.
We talked about this young man giving energy. That's exactly what he does. Sprint to the spot and gets a nice layup underneath.
10 for Carrillo-Moss. Jervis! 30-second timeout, Crusaders.
See Jervis putting it down with authority. Great pass, and he says, look, I'm here. I don't care who's at the rim. I'm coming and putting it down with authority.
At the conclusion of this ball game, please stay off the court. Student athlete awards to follow at the conclusion of this ball game. Please stay off the court.
That was so nice. We're going to show it twice.
Yes, we will. See Lewis trying to come over. He's a little late. And Jarvis being one of the best scorers on this team. I'm sorry, the leading scorer on Stepinac shows why.
Unofficially, I've got Ratliff, by the way, for 26 in this game.
2:54 remains in this ball game. Stepping at 63, Ravens 57.
Did you say 26, Dylan?
I did.
Yeah. I think he's only a junior.
He is only a junior.
My goodness. The place this game is going makes me feel old.
Korea Moss. Trying to post up. Stores. Korea Moss. Little power move. Oh, soft touch as well.
Korea Moss is playing a tremendous game, playing a little bully ball there. Going to the left-hand hook.
Stepanek by 4. Jervis. Little handoff, rejection by Stores. Najee Best in transition. Korea Moss back out to Turnage. Smart.
Very smart.
It's Josh Rivera right now guarding Brandon Stores.
This is Stores time.
Stores, the spin, can't get the finish.
Unfortunate, but I'm sure he's going to get that one back.
Oh, he looked the other way, and all of a sudden, Carbusia flew past him to his left.
At this point in the game, Dylan, you got to load up the painted area against Danny. He is trying to draw contact and go where he's most comfortable, in the painted area.
We'll take another quick look. Look at this. As soon as he saw, well, that was a little bit at the end, but as soon as Carbusia saw Stores look off, he went bang, I'm going.
Quick change of pace by the senior.
That's like you. You're on the LIE. You pass the cop on the side of the road. You're like, all right, I'm good now. Back to 70.
Getting a quality look here. I'm looking at maybe a pick and roll with Adonis.
Here's Carbusia. Gets it to the corner. Triple is long. Loose ball. Where are we going? It's going to be St. Ray's ball.
Tough to give up second chance points by St. Raymond's in these type of situations.
Substituting called into the game, number 10, Dylan Perry.
So you go offense, defense. I thought Adonis was coming out because he had 4 fouls, but he's staying in. So it's Perry in for Rivera. Here we go.
Want to secure the glass by Perry's in. That junkyard dog action. Almost equal to Lewis on the other end.
Full timeout called by St. Ray's. We'll take it with them as well. 62 seconds left, fourth quarter. You're watching the New York Archdiocese Championship game on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media's hype videos stand out with dynamic visuals and storytelling. Our primary goal is to create a memorable impression, excitement, and interest that encourages viewers to engage and participate. Our hype video can be shown on stadium video boards, social media, and school websites. Our hype videos are the perfect feature to get your community amped up for the team and the big game.
Back here at the Mount. How about Stepanek and their last 4 seasons, Zendon? We take a quick look at that graphic. They have a permanent pass, it seems like, in that championship game at Fordham. Runners up in 18-19, 21-22, and then back-to-back champions now, trying to go for that rare three-peat this year.
My goodness, they're no strangers to this game.
Great denial by Caresi. And Caressi's like, where are you, Danny? And Danny said, I got you. And give it right back to me, please.
You want to have it in your conductor's hand. That being Carbusia.
That's exactly what he wants. He is
You
going
see him
everywhere.
screaming for the basketball right now.
7 on the shot clock. Caressi's got to go. Turnaround jumper. That's about ball game there. And a timeout called by St. Ray's. 16 seconds left. A 6-point lead for Stepanak.
Haven't said his name much today, but the second leading scorer, big time shot by Caressi.
That's what you do when you're Stepanak, right? Like different guys, multiple guys figure things out. As we showed you the last 4 years for Stepanak, let's take a look at the last 4 years for St. Ray's, and a team that coming off a terrific year last year. The win here in the Archdiocese catapulted them to the semifinals. So they were a step away from getting back to the championship game. Unable to win, though, a loss to Nazareth. When a lot of folks were saying maybe we'll get that rematch again. We'll get St. Ray's Stepanak round 4. It did not materialize. Nazareth winning that game, but a terrific year last year, 23-6. Right now, 15-11 as well. And George Lopez's guys, they will not be the favorite when they enter the playoffs. But if they were like DraftKings or one of those, like they'd be among like the next grouping of teams that you look at who can make a run.
16 seconds remains in this game. Stepanak leads.
Sure, and it looks like we have a baseline out of bounds. St. Raymond's still trying to get something done.
If I'm Stepanak, I foul just to stop the rhythm here.
That's absolutely.
Turnage. Well, I don't foul then.
You don't.
Considering that was only going to be their 4th team foul, I would have fouled a little bit earlier than that.
Team 4th.
But regardless, it'll be Ty Turnage to the foul line.
As expected, the senior
knocks down his first.
Into the game, number 5, Hassan Cisse. Also number 3, Adonis Ratner.
Listen, I've been in a lot of games. Anything can happen, Dylan.
Well, if you're St. Ray's, the problem is you only have 2 team fouls.
Yeah.
So you need to get to 5, and you've got 9 seconds to do so. So you could pressure the inbounds and maybe get a 5-second call, but other than that, you've got to foul right away.
Right away. See the face guard by St. Ray's, and it's got to be right away, as expected.
And even that took a little bit longer than you hoped if you were St. Ray's. 7.6 seconds left, but that only the 3rd foul.
Fouls called number 14, Brandon Stores. That's his 4th personal, team 3rd.
And that was Stores' 4th, and timeout called by Massaroni. A full one at that, and the Varsity Media Sports Network is going to be home to a lot of postseason games. As we take a look here, of course, we were at Christ the King last night. St. Francis Prep winning their 2nd consecutive Brooklyn Queens Championship. Congratulations to Jimmy Lynch and his Terriers. The Archdiocese now will go to the B and the A championships. Those TBDs are now official. It'll be a week from today at Fordham University, and then we camp out on the Rose Hill campus. The quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the final at that terrific venue at Rose Hill in the Bronx.
Should be a good one.
Did you get a chance to play at Rose Hill?
I
don't know if you did at St. John's, right?
No, I did not.
But when there's a buzz there, as you know, it's one of those small venues and so much history. That's why I like that. It's a league with a lot of history and a venue with a lot of history. And when it gets packed, it is.
I'm sure it'll be packed like this.
No doubt. Carbuccio trying to sprint up the sideline, fouled by Turnage. But again, about 1.9, I think, seconds went out. So now there's 6 seconds. The next foul for St. Ray's will send the Crusaders to the line for 2. That's where it is. Back-to-back fouls by Turnage.
Fouls called on number 4, Ty Turnage. That's his 3rd personal, team 5th.
So Caressi to the line. Hit a 3 in the first quarter, but his biggest bucket, maybe you would argue, of the year came just before on that jumper that created this separation, as we're going to take a look at the...
6 seconds remain. 6 seconds remain.
No question. Turn around, jumper in the corner. No question.
Shooting at the line, number 5, Hassan.
Big time shot for the young man, and even bigger ones here.
Off the mark.
Coach Lopez trying to extend the game here.
And what's the first thing you're saying if you're Pat Massaroni? No fouls.
You said it for me. No fouls.
And sometimes when you say that, they hear only the second word.
There it.
As Turnage hands off, Best for 3, and it is Archbishop Stepanak. They avenge last year's loss in this game, and they win the Archdiocese Championship, 66-61. A big win for the Crusaders of Archbishop Stepanak, who know a thing or two about winning championship basketball games. It's a big win for the Crusaders. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll have the post-game celebration and the presentation when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
Back here at the Mount, Dylan Butler, Zendon Hamilton, the entire Varsity Media crew, as you see the Ravens picking up an award that these guys don't want to pick up right now, the Runners-Up Award. But listen, and again, they're not handing in their uniforms.
No.
So a loss like this could be beneficial as you enter the intersectional tournament.
Sure it does. Revs up the energy for the next game, or even for next year, because they'll remember this.
So St. Ray's, if you're filling out your brackets, they will go to NY2. They'll take on the winner of Nazareth and Scanlon, and that shows you what kind of league we have this year. How about Nazareth St. Ray's, a rematch of last year's semifinals, a potential quarterfinal game this year?
It's just heavy, heavy talent in the Catholic League. It's always been that way, Dylan.
Stepanak as the number 1 seed in New York 1. They will take on either Holy Cross or St. Peter's. And as Jimmy Lynch told us, the St. Francis Prep head coach, Holy Cross is a team that right now nobody wants to play, right? They are scary dangerous because now they're a complete team. They had some injuries. They were missing some key guys. But now there's a team that is playing together. They had a huge win over St. Francis Prep, and they're playing their best basketball at the right time as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for St. Ray's.
You may go through some ups and downs as a team, as a course of the season, but you definitely want to be playing balanced basketball at this time of the year.
Your 2025 tournament champions.
And there you see the Crusaders. They have won, their 4th Archdiocesan championship game. This was their 7th appearance in the last 8 years in the title game, including their 5th straight.
well-oiled machine, Dylan, and you hear the stepping act faithful in here. Extremely loud, as they should be.
Yeah, they call it, if you're up in White Plains, and again, a smaller venue up there, their fans are called the Jungle.
Ooh. They were definitely loud in here today, this afternoon.
Yeah, and they travel well, so they'll know how to get to the Rose Hill campus. That's the next time they'll see their boys play in the quarterfinals. But some excellent matchups. They're all set now. We know during the week, Stepinac will host a pair of games. St. Francis Prep will host a pair of games. But your second round matchups, you've got Holy Cross and St. Peter's, Iona Prep and Archbishop Malloy, Nazareth against Scanlon. And by the way, I want to see the two head coaches go head-to-head. Gary Irvin, Bevon Robbins, some terrific guards there as well as head coaches now. And Cardinal Hayes and Zavarian round out your second rounds. And it's Stepinac, CTK, St. Ray's, and St. Francis Prep awaiting in the quarterfinals. And there's Pat Massaroni with Paul Gilveri taking the Archdiocese Championship.
And he just put another notch on the belt of his awards that he's won throughout his tenure. Terrific coach, terrific concepts, and a terrific gentleman. He is.
And his guys, they're well versed in this. They know exactly where to stand to get their picture taken. They're ready.
They've done this a couple of times before.
I would say so. I would say so.
Very well coached.
Hey, sometimes you coach up this part of it as well. How are we going to celebrate? Where do we go? Sometimes coaches do that at the start of the year.
Look, it brings
Put
positivity.
it in your minds, right?
Yes. Winning mentality is what we call it. Detailed down to the T.
And they'll take that picture, and then Danny Carbucia will be joining us momentarily to talk about winning this Archdiocese Championship game. Carbucia ended up with 17. And Pat Massaroni talked about his semifinal game. What was it, 12-12, right? And he said if we can get that kind of performance from our senior leader, our point guard, we are in good shape.
Just a determined young man to get things done his way and to lead his group. You see him in there talking to his group right now. If you can see in there, he's in the middle, letting them know how important this is. And we'll actually speak to him in a little while. Just a determined young man.
And one last huddle there. And there's a celebration, and we will get momentarily here Danny Carbucia to join us as our cameraman Kevin Catalanato pulling him. And Pat Massaroni's like, I will guide you. I know how to get to the table.
He's also been here.
The referees are not thinking we're after them, as it's a chance now for us to speak with the senior leader of
What's up?
How you doing? How you doing, young man?
Danny Carbucia, along with Dylan Butler and Zendon Hamilton. And Danny, we start with the importance of this for you. You were on this court a year ago. A loss in this game helped fuel your run to a city championship. But you could see by the way you reacted, your teammates reacted, this meant something to you guys.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, like you said last year, he was in the same place, didn't come out on top. So we knew that we had to come out and get this win. We couldn't, we didn't want to suffer the same feelings we had last year. So we came out here and made sure we got this win.
Danny, congratulations, first of all. How important is this to you as the lone senior on this group? We saw you talking to your team just now and directing them, letting them know how important things are. when the game got tight, you wanted the basketball in your hand. Talk a little bit about how important this is to you.
I mean, super important. First off, I'm a competitor, so I don't like losing. But also just me knowing that this game means a lot, you know, not even just the record, just as a pride standpoint. You know, us losing this game to them, this game going to mean a lot to them. They're going to get confidence boost heading into the playoffs. We don't want that. So we want to make sure we come out, win every game, compete, and, yeah, just keep the foot on top.
Danny, you seem to be taking your game to another level here in the postseason. What was it, 12-12, I think it was, in the semifinals. We had you for 17 points tonight. Seniors at this time of year kind of realize the end is coming soon. How much are you valuing this final stretch of games in a Stepinac uniform?
Valuing a lot. You know, spoke to the coaching staff before the playoffs started. You know, they was telling me, like, you know, it's your last go-around. You want to make sure you leave it all out there. You don't want to go out with no regrets. So I just took that and came out in the court and tried to prove everything.
And now you have an opportunity. You'll, of course, take game by game. You'll have a quarterfinal first, but a chance to also get into some rarefied air as a 3-time champion. That would be kind of nice to end your career.
Sound a little nice.
Doesn't it?
Sound a little nice.
What do you think about that possibility for you guys?
Right now, I feel we're in a great spot. You know, we're playing great basketball. We figured it out today. Even though we took a big lead, they came back. But, you know, we went through a little adversity, stayed together, figured it out, pulled through. So, yeah, heading into the other playoffs, we feel very confident.
Awesome. Danny Carbusia, congratulations. And best of luck as well going forward.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. That is Danny Carbusia, the senior leader of this Archbishop Stepinac side, who can call themselves champions.
Yes, they do. And even just from talking to him, Dylan, just a structured discipline in him that doesn't come very often from seniors that really want to take the responsibility and take your group and let them know this is the time because I'm not coming back. And you want to instill that into your team even going forward, because when you come back and watch them in there and you've graduated, the brotherhood stays with you.
On camera here again to wrap things up from the Mount. And it's interesting because now the brackets, they're kind of how we thought they would be, right? It was St. Francis Prep and Stepinac. We saw those two teams, about a week ago, a little more than a week ago, at St. Francis Prep, late regular season game. And we kind of thought, is this a championship preview? Now, there's a lot of basketball to be played before that, but now they're on opposite sides of the bracket. So if they meet again, it's for the championship. But again, when we consider this league, Zendon, and all the different teams and all the you've seen a bunch of these games this year, we're not going to be surprised if there's some upsets along the way.
I'm sure there will be, but it's tooth and nail every game. There's so much opposition and competition in the Catholic League. Things don't come very easy for any team.
So we checked the box last night for the Brooklyn Queens Championship. We checked the box today for the Archdiocese Championship. Zendon, it's time for the big show, the intersectional playoffs. And we'll have that for you on the Varsity Media Network, starting with the quarterfinals next Sunday. But that'll do it here from the Mount for us here on Varsity Media. I want to thank our entire Varsity Media crew. Ben Turchin, our executive producer, Chris Sweeney, our technical director, Ron Pierre, Kevin Catalanato, bringing you all those great moving and images. My broadcast partner, Zend It In, Zendon Hamilton. I'm Dylan Butler. Thanking you for joining us from the Mounts. We look forward to seeing you as the playoffs continue on the Varsity Media Sports Network.